Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Melanie, and I am super jazzed to be here as always. Every Wednesday for the duration of Self-Love September, we're going to be diving deep into contemplation. There are many ways, methodologies, and techniques to foster contemplation. But a tool I use consistently that helps me distill out little nuggets of truth, clarity, and self-awareness is the practice of journaling. Journaling allows me to anchor in all of those little nuggets that I can receive from deep contemplative excavations. I will be sharing different journal prompts that provide a great starting point, diving board, and pathway to contemplation and a deeper understanding and compassion for oneself. If you are unfamiliar with contemplation, contemplation is the act of deep thought or meditation, often with the intention to gain a deeper understanding of one's self or a topic. It can involve quiet introspection or the examination of a specific subject, a particular idea, a belief system, or a pattern you've seen in yourself before. Contemplation encourages individuals to slow down, focus their intention, and engage meaningfully with a thought or an idea. It can lead to personal growth, self-development, and honestly, an overarching appreciation for the complexities of life. There's so many vehicles on my road today. They must know that this is the place to be. I am not frustrated about it, it's fine. You name it, and there are journals dedicated to it. Bullet journaling, poetic journaling, angry journaling, past life regression journals, inner child work journals, part works, book of shadows, all of the above. I have played around with many of these concepts and I still do to this day. Do you need to journal in order to contemplate? Absolutely not. No way, no how. Contemplation is a living practice, and that is one of the reasons why it is so powerful. You can contemplate in the shower. You can contemplate while you're doing the dishes, while you're taking your dog on a walk, while you are sipping a warm cup of joe on a beautiful fall afternoon, staring off into the distance. All of that can be done while you are contemplating. Contemplation is simultaneously a passive occurrence and an intentional exercise. I work with the practice of contemplation as it was introduced to me by an individual poet of the gods, Richard Rudd. The Art of Contemplation is a book written by Richard Rudd. It explores the practices and exercises and theories behind contemplation. The book emphasizes stillness and softness in our busy modern world and encourages the art of contemplation as a way to connect deeper with our inner selves. Of course, the book also touches on the spiritual and more philosophical benefits and aspects to contemplation, like the concept of unity and interconnectedness between everybody and everything. Interconnectedness, period. If you choose to read the book, which I highly recommend, I think you will find that you are already an active contemplator, especially if you find yourself interested in these sorts of topics. So how does journaling foster and build upon the art of contemplation? All I can do is share with you my experience, and for me, journaling slows my mind down enough that it gives me the space to sink deeper into the emotions, the stored experiences, and the belief systems that come up for me through contemplation. The space that journaling provides, that slower pace, is essentially a processing room for me. I also really enjoy the symbolic aspect of getting it out of my mind and onto paper. I have now put it somewhere. I've done something with it. It's no longer only alive inside of me. It has a powerful letting go property that I can lay to rest or put on paper some of the concepts that my mind has been churning on and having a hard time letting go of. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm not the only overthinker out there, but when my mind gets on a topic and there's that gritty crunchiness in there and I don't want to let it go, putting it on paper is a very symbolic way for me to say, okay, look, I've done something with it. I've contemplated and sat and churned and stewed and held space for the process, and now I've done something with it, and it gives me a bit more objectivity. Oh, that's instant karma. It's okay, my eyes are watering now. Whew. 10 journal prompts to contemplate for a deeper sense of understanding and compassion for one's self. What are the beliefs that I hold about myself that limit me from living up to and embodying my full potential? We are often not scared of our shortcomings or our yucky, horrible shadow parks, so much as we are scared of our full potential and all that we could embody or be in this world. Contemplate your fullest, most juicy embodiment, what that looks like, how that person moves in this world and acts in this world, and ask yourself, what scares you about that? What belief systems do you hold right now that make it safe and more secure for you to feel like not being that is the safest, best option for yourself? What keeps you playing small? What emotions do I avoid feeling at all cost? This one can go in a lot of different places, and it's a very interesting thought experiment to contemplate and spend time on. It's my personal belief that there are no negative or positive emotions. They're all just different experiences, and while some might be more enjoyable than others, why do we avoid certain ones to the degree that we avoid them? What are qualities that I admire in other people but struggle to embody in myself? Personal example. I have such admiration for patient people. I'm not patient with myself or with other people, so there's a lot for me to unpack there. What are reoccurring themes or symbols in my dreams? And if you are someone like myself who doesn't dream or can't remember your dreams, what topics and themes do you often find yourself daydreaming about? When you let your mind wander, what rabbit holes do you end up down? Are there key aspects of myself, different parts of my personality or my character that I tend to repress and hide? Do I repress them and hide them in specific situations around specific people? What are my big pet peeves? And is there any connection to me being shamed, shunned, criticized, attacked, or belittled around behaving in those pet peevish ways? A lot of the times we see in the world some of our own projections of the deep dark hurts or things that we weren't allowed to embody, we weren't allowed to exist and experience. So when we see them in the outside world, they trigger the shite out of us. So what do you absolutely hate seeing out there that might come from a place of wounding within yourself? What areas of my life do I find extremely unsatisfying? Am I disassociating when I'm in certain situations? Do I completely check out emotionally when I'm at work? Are there people I entirely avoid? What areas of your life are you really disenchanted about? I find this contemplative practice very powerful because if you can expand on the areas that really lack luster for you, and if you make pivotal shifts and changes in those areas of your life, whether that's a change to how you show up or maybe showing up less or more in those areas, those can be some of the most effective, powerful shifts because there is such an imbalance of our energy and our presence in those moments that if we apply some of these really solid principles and make and take aligned action in those areas, it has a very big ripple effect. What is my relationship to my body like? Now, I think there's a lot of conversation around how we self-talk about our bodies and if we like our bodies and if we don't like our bodies. I want you to contemplate and go deeper in that. I'm talking about, do you believe that you're really strong? This doesn't have to be just a negative tangent about all the bad things you think about yourself. What strength do you feel like you have in your body? Do you love your thighs? How is your big toe? What are some of the thoughts you've had about your big toe? Try not to fall into the pattern of applying morality to your thoughts or your emotions that you hold around your body, and just hold space and contemplate the thoughts and the beliefs and the relationships that you have with your body part, whether that's internal organs or your kneecaps. hold space and just observe your thought processes and your belief systems around your body. What are the spiritual and philosophical beliefs that I hold, and how do they taint, influence, and affect the way I perceive the world? I live in Canada, North America. Obviously, Judeo-Christian values are inundated throughout the society I live in. They have a way of filtering in and trickling through a lot of perceived behavioral constructs of good and bads, right? So how do my beliefs and my philosophical principles and ideas and constructs affect and change and shift the way I move in the world? This is leading right into, I believe, my 10th, maybe my 11th journal prompt for you, and the prompt we're going to end this video on. What are my personal ideas and constructs around values and morality? Are my values an internal compass, or are my values influenced by society? This is a huge topic to contemplate, and I have spent hours journaling and unpacking the ideas and concepts around morality, value, right, wrong, good, evil, and where I fall in that drama play that is very alive in our individual existences, but also as a society on the macro and the micro. It is layered in a Mandela effect all around us. So play with the ideas that you have around values and morals. Do you know what your values are? What does morality even mean to you? It is my deepest wish, lovely, beautiful friends of mine, that you get some value out of these contemplation practices and these journaling prompts. These questions, the ability to remain curious without judgment, to hold space for emotional expression, whether it is tumultuous or smooth sailing, is a really potent practice. I contemplate these things as I move throughout my everyday life all the time, but journaling is what allows me to distill and anchor in some of those nuggets of wisdoms, clarity, truth, intuitive hits, and knowing. If you've enjoyed our conversation around contemplation and journaling, please hit that like button and share this with your friends or anyone else you know who is an avid journaler. We are diving deep into these contemplative practices every Wednesday, journal prompts and other exercises to support our thought experiments and excavation of inner selves. This is a pivotal part of our Self-Love September journey here on the channel, so hit that subscribe button if you are on board, and I will see you all back here very shortly with another video. Very shortly, like tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.